Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. I hope that you are doing well today on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Today we are talking about the importance of expansion, what expansion really means, and why we need to stop avoiding it in order to manifest. But before we get to that, I want to let you know that every month I do a giveaway, and I give away one of my scripting journals because we're really big on scripting on this channel. I need to make another scripting video soon. I give away one of my scripting journals, and I also give away my love affirmation journal. Unfortunately, it does not come with bite marks on the corner, like, you know, because my 1-year-old did this and I can't get her to do every copy. So it's not going to have that, you know, that feel, that gritty, real feel, but yours will be nice and new. And, you know, if you have a kid, you can give it to your kid to chew on, and then it'll be just like mine. So yeah, I do a giveaway every month. If you would like to try your hand at manifesting these wonderful books, all you got to do is engage on the channel. That's all I ask. Leave comments. Tell me what you think about what I'm saying. Tell me, you can be entered if you leave a manifestation story. Segue, every other Friday, we do Manifestation Fridays, in which I share your manifestation stories, and it's called Fulfilled Fridays, not Manifestation Fridays. But I share your manifestation stories on Fulfilled Fridays, and if you share your story, you're also entered to win a journal. So share your manifestation stories, because you never know how your story can inspire and uplift another person and get them to take that step that they've been avoiding. And I feel like that's a perfect segue into this video because we're talking about expansion. So first things first, what is expansion? Expansion is when we are experiencing and learning about things that we have never experienced or learned about before. And often we avoid expansion because of our ego. Our ego likes to say that it knows everything about everything, right? And we do this because it keeps us safe. It keeps life predictable. And when life is predictable, we don't have to worry about, or we think, we will still find stuff to worry about, right? But when life's predictable, we think that that is our key to happiness, predictability, and it's not. It could not be more wrong, right? Because when we get too into our habits, too into the mundane, that's often where depression comes from. But that's another story. Back to the point. Expansion encourages us to grow and learn. And if we are aligned, if we're focusing on raising our vibration, when we are expanding in a way that is aligned with our spirit, which means that we are moving forward on our path. But the most important thing that I want you to take away is that expansion means the unknown. So it's very important to know your relationship with the unknown. How do you feel when you're walking into something that you don't have a lot of control over, or when you're walking into a situation that you don't know a lot about? Where do your thoughts tend to go? Do your thoughts tend to go to, this is going to be an exciting new experience for me to learn about the world? Or do your thoughts go to, everything's going to be bad, I'm going to hate everything about this? Like, for example, going to a restaurant that you've never been to before. Do you think, oh, I cannot wait to try whatever they have? Or do you think, oh, this restaurant isn't as good as the restaurant I went to last week, I bet the food's gonna suck? What does your brain do when you are in situations that are unpredictable and unknown? It's funny, I brought up the restaurant example, but whatever your subconscious beliefs are about the unknown are going to come out in any situation, whether that's a new restaurant you're eating at, a new book you're reading, a new YouTuber you're watching, a new place that you're going. However you feel about the unknown comes up whenever you are expanding. And if you feel safe, that's great, because if you feel safe, you have the ability to be present enough to say, okay, what is this new experience teaching me? But if you don't feel safe enough in the unknown, all of your fight or flight responses are going, trying to keep you safe while you're experiencing this new thing. So there's not enough awareness to say, what am I experiencing and how is it changing my perspective about life, the world, how I see other people, how I see this reality, and how I see myself? That work is not being done if we're so focused on staying safe. So when you are in moments where you are not in control, or where you are experiencing something that you've never experienced before, what does your brain do? How does your mind tell you the situation is going to go? Because that's what our brain does. Our brain tries to still predict what's going to happen, even though we know nothing about the situation. Side note, I cannot stand, I don't complain a lot on my channel. I don't, but I cannot stand people who give too much advice. And I say that because I used to be one of those people. I used to be one of those people who just gave so much advice about stuff that I felt intuitively called to speak on, but it was really none of my business. And then I started a YouTube channel and had all of you lovely people to talk to, so I don't have to give unwarranted advice anymore. But the reason I cannot stand when people give too much advice is because when we give advice to other people that's not asked for, we are assuming that we know their situation and every aspect of their situation, right? And that type of thinking is the complete polar opposite of a person who knows that expansion is everywhere, that we cannot possibly know every part of a person's situation because we have not experienced what they've gone through. We cannot give advice to help. Again, unwarranted. I'm not talking about advice that people ask for or a friend that comes to you. I'm just talking about the types of people who find safety in feeling like they know everything. That's what I'm talking about. Of course, we give advice to our loved ones and friends. I'm talking about the people who, and like I said, I'm talking about a past version of myself. So the people who are constantly looking for ways to escape their inner questions by assuming that they have everyone else's answers. Okay, so we don't want to be people like that. Instead, I learned that I want to be the type of person who knows that there is growth everywhere, that there is something to learn everywhere. If I have not experienced it myself, I am not an expert in it. That's what I tell you guys all the time. I'm here to talk to you about the law of attraction based on my experience, because I know a whole lot of stuff and I also know a whole lot of nothing. And when I took on this persona, the persona of a person always hungry to learn more instead of assuming that I had all the answers, life constantly started to expand. Constantly. I learned so much every day, and I'm so grateful. So, this being said, well, we're afraid of expansion, right? And sometimes, accepting that we don't know everything can really mess with our heads and can really mess with our ego. And depending on our past situations, when we allow ourselves to know, I don't know what's going to happen, we can realize that we do not like that we do not like not knowing what is going to happen. And sometimes we're not ready. We're not ready to experience the unknown. We have to get ready by creating a firm foundation in faith and a firm foundation in knowing that you are loved, that goodness is abundant, that goodness is on its way to you, that goodness wants you as much as you want it, and that life is good, and that life is full of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful opportunities. We have to implement that into our personality before we can be ready for expansion. But one important thing that I want you to know about expansion, and this is what I've experienced in the past month, ever since I've been on this no thinking kick and my mind has been elevating, what I've learned is that when we expand, we experience more. What? Duh. But yeah, when we expand, we experience more things. I have been experiencing situations and circumstances, both good and both unexpected, that I only thought people in movies experienced. So for example, let me show you guys both sides. So the good, I have been getting so many sponsorships. I've been getting paid for the work that I do. Well, and I am grateful. And I'm getting paid in weight, or how can I put this? Brands and individuals are reaching out to me. And because I'm expanding, I'm no longer the person that I was before. I don't have fear when it comes to negotiating. I don't have fear when it comes to saying, okay, this is how much money you want to give me, but I just want to ask for a little more because I'm worth it. I don't have fear doing that. And that is a person I've had to grow into. And I noticed the other day, I was like, wow, I'm just talking to these brands like, there's no attachment. I'm just talking to them and life's just going. I never thought I would be one of these people who could just talk about money so calmly and so at peace, so full of ease. And I was proud of myself. I noticed the expansion within myself and my personality. Now, that being said, last week, my little baby boy was sick. he was super sick. And AJ has gotten sick before, but this was the first time he's gotten a bug. And I've told you guys in the past, I've had real hardcore anxiety. I've had my intrusive thoughts were not only dark, they were very, very violent. And trigger warning, I'm going to talk about intrusive thoughts here a little bit. I'm talking about everything in life's going good, and then I just see one of my loved ones getting physically hurt in a horrible way, like literally just sitting, nothing's happening, and just flashes of that, right? So that used to be where my brain was, that used to be my reality. And now I understand that that was just my body regulating the level of anxiety that I was used to holding. If I'm having a good day, my body's like, what do you think you're doing? That's what it was before. But now I'm not there. My mind is at a pretty good place of ease and all that fun stuff. But my son got sick. And my son getting sick triggered me. And I did a wonderful job. I'm giving myself props. I did a wonderful job of staying present and not letting myself spiral, because like I said, he had a bug, and it was really scary because he had the bug later at night. So he got sick for the first time at 6 p.m. and he was throwing up all night, but he was tired. So he went to sleep and was still throwing up. And at one point, we were trying to sit him up on us. So if he started to throw up, we could wake him up and get him to throw up in the pail we got him. But at some point he was sleeping, and I think I went to go get something, and he was laying down. So I come back into the room, he starts throwing up, and he's laying flat, and it comes out his mouth. And it was, AJ, if you watched his birth story, you guys know AJ is my little miracle baby, and he's everything to me. So when that happened, I grabbed him, I sat him up, I made sure he was breathing, I opened his mouth, I got it out. And then I just had to sit in stillness and heal from seeing my baby do that. And I got over it. But then the next day I realized I would not have been able to handle that before now. If I had saw that happen to AJ before last week, even a month before, I would have been so scarred. It would have taken so much energy to heal from, to get over, to pray through, to meditate through. My body would have been in fight or flight for days, especially with connected to AJ's birth story. So all that being said, I realized that I am expanding, I am shifting realities, I am moving to become the person that I've always dreamed of. But what comes with that is experiencing more life. It all seems to be making sense to me now. The more that we pursue expansion, the more things we are going to experience. And if we tell ourselves that we are going to experience more good and focus on that good, we will keep going, and we will keep opening our heart, and we will keep manifesting and molding our lives. But we also have to have an understanding that unexpected things will happen too. And some things will happen that we will realize we would not have been able to handle before our expansion. But because we are at the emotional place where we can handle it and learn from it without being taken out of our character, those things will happen because it's the universe's way of maturing us. Okay, we always have to mature. We always have to grow. We always have to learn. And that's going to come in different ways. But like I said, I would not have been able to handle that if it happened even 2 months ago, because AJ is my little puppy. He's my baby. So I think if we keep the perspective that good is coming and that our lives are filled with an abundance of good, good always flows to me, then we can keep our heads on. Also with the understanding that there's only bad when we perceive it as bad. I like to say unexpected, because something only becomes bad when I choose to define it that way. But a lot of times it's just unexpected moments to learn, which can be very inconvenient, but that's life, right? Okay, so I hope, wait. Do I want to add anything about manifesting? So I guess that this is just a way to release that resistance to whatever your manifestation is. Because this, I know for a fact, is something that is stopping a lot of you from moving into your desired reality. It's that resistance to the expansion, knowing that you're trying to manifest something that you've never experienced before, but you're resisting the expansion. You got to let go, open your heart, and know with confidence that what's coming is good. And if something unexpected happens, knowing that you are strong enough to handle it. But there is always going to be a balance of the good and the unexpected. Open your heart and know that you are taken care of and loved, and it will all come. Okay, that's where I want to end. Let's do a love affirmation. We're going to do one today. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And the affirmation for today is, I love myself fully. I love myself fully. I love myself fully. Two more times. I love myself fully. I love myself fully. Bless you, Bendy Bunch. Okay, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up so everybody on YouTube knows that it's valuable and that they should watch it. Also, if you would like me to expand on anything that I talked about today, just let me know down in the comments and I will be happy to talk about that in the future. Last but not least, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you click that notification bell so that you can be notified when I come out with a new video and so that you can join the Brown and Bendy Bunch because it's lit here and I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.